All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music and reviewing the reviewer, which is a fun thing that I do every so often, and doing it in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, August Zadra, okay, Guiding Star. This is a fantastic album. Here's the guy who is the lead guitarist and Tommy Shaw knockoff for Dennis DeYoung. All right, and some people say I'm sounding like Donald Trump. Some people say he sounds just like Tommy Shaw. That I can tell you. All right, um, could be better than Tommy, right? I mean, Tommy's getting up there, but Tommy is Styx, right? Without Tommy, there is no Styx, except for the fact that's true if it's Dennis. There's no Styx without Dennis. But apparently there can be Styx without Dennis because they signed a contract and that's the way it works. So anyway, August Zadra, really great album. Check it out. This is just 80s sounding. It's the kind of stuff you would hear on rock radio stations during the 1980s. It's not a top 40 album. Cool album cover too, right? August, a better month than June in some cases, right? For multiple reasons. So, Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks show in Arlington. That's Arlington, Texas. This is a review by Mac Engel. Fleetwood Mac Engel. This guy. Anyway, the title is Rage Against the Dying of the Light. Huh. Okay. Well, you know what? Here's the deal. Maybe he's implying that this is great music and it's raging against the dying of the light. I'm not sure. I've never been too hip on this combo, Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel, but I'm thinking they do share a lot of this same fans. All right. I just think they're a different kind of fan, but maybe they're not a different kind of fan. At this stage, folks, you take what you can get. And when you hear Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel together, you think, wow, Irving Azoff, good job, buddy. Here's how the review begins. When one of the two headliners is 74 and he isn't the oldest one on the stage, you have a show more appropriate to end by 5 p.m. than 11 p.m. So I give him credit for that line. That was a good line. And it's true. It's true. I'm not that old. And quite honestly, I hate the fact that concerts get out so late. I just hate it. I never even liked it when I was younger, but hey, it's 8 o'clock, time for the first band to go on. And the first band, and then there's an intermission. And sometimes there's a monologue before the music starts. I don't know. I don't need a monologue. Just give me the music and maybe do some afternoon shows. So I kind of agree with this guy a little bit here, although he's kind of making fun of people. Stevie Nicks is 75 years old, but she forever remains Fleetwood Mac's middle finger. Not sure what that really means. It's what? She's rebellious or I don't know. Middle finger. Anyway, it could imply that she's part of a hand of great musicians, and she's the middle one. Don't know. Billy Joel is 74, simply happy to play songs he could perform in a coma, and his audience has heard 3.4 trillion times. Now, even though this guy is doing a little tongue-in-cheek here, you can tell, what's this guy's name again? Mac Engel. That Mac drew the short straw. He didn't want to write this article, but he's having a good time with it. On Saturday night at the AT&T Stadium, the two music icons whose reflective or respective careers have combined to span about 100 total years did what they wanted, which is exactly what the predominantly over 50 crowd came to hear. You know, now that I'm above 50, you can just smell the ageism. You just smell it. You feel it. You know, when you say something, it's like, yeah, old man, Just get off the lawn, stop yelling at the kids. And so you can't be over 50 in today's society without being made fun of. It's an interesting phenomenon. We used to have respect for our elders when I was a bit younger. We would never do that kind of stuff. We would never be like, oh, they're just a bunch of boomers and their brain cells are gone because they smoke so much pot. So he does talk about the concert a little bit. He says they performed some covers, a duet, some ZZ Top, which is weird, a little opera, some Tom Petty, Led Zeppelin. That is confusing. I think Billy Joel is doing the ZZ Top and the Led Zeppelin, whereas Stevie Nicks is taking care of the Tom Petty. The every single one of the approximately 55,000 in the place is at that stage where they really don't care what someone else thinks, which is true, which ultimately makes for the ideal night out. You want ice cream for dinner, kids? Here's 5 bowls. All right. I don't know. That was a lousy analogy. In other words, better said here, Mac, would be that we don't care what you think of us going to this concert. We don't care about your review of this concert. How's that? And I'm not a big Stevie Nicks fan, but that ice cream bowl. That's what a Billy Joel Stevie Nicks concert is. Bowls of chocolate chip ice cream you've had since you can remember. Well, yeah, I've had good music for a very long time, and it's nice to have a bowl of really good music. This show was originally scheduled to play last spring, but it was canceled after Nicks was diagnosed with COVID. It's kind of weird how you would use the phrase diagnosed with. When people, aren't they diagnosed with cancer or heart disease? But COVID, these people just can't let go. They can't let go. The melodrama that plays out in their mind. She was diagnosed with COVID, and so she had to cancel. She played 13 songs, and she still sounds like Stevie Nicks. Wow. Mac Engel, the reviewer. She still sounds like Stevie Nicks. For the most part, it helps that her voice has always sounded like it's crusted with cigarette smoke. That's not a bad analogy. So she was never apt to embarrass herself by going for a few high notes that were never her thing. Hey, Mac, dude, you need to go back and watch some vintage Fleetwood Mac concert footage from the Rumors era. You want to hear Stevie Nicks go for a few high notes? Yeah, she used to. Part of Stevie Nicks' appeal is a voice that she doesn't need to trademark. Even with auto-tune, no one else can sound like Stevie Nicks. But with AI, anyone can sound like Stevie Nicks. Mac. Again, Mac's analogies and metaphors here, they're falling flat. She ripped through her hits. She ripped through them. She just ripped them and had no problem going to her Fleetwood Mac roots. Okay. She can still do Gypsy, Stand Back, 17, or Edge of 17, Bonehead. I mean, who's writing this stuff? Mac, you, Gold Dust Woman, and the rest. Her cover of Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth was an unexpected twist, but she pulled it off. Hey, Mac, she's been doing this song for quite some time. It's her middle finger at the crowd who decided that Roe v. Wade was a bad idea. All right. That's exactly why she's doing the song. And it wasn't an unexpected twist. And by the way, she doesn't pull it off. There was an undeniable bittersweet undercurrent to her set. Okay, here where we get the writing melodrama some more, because we always have to find something that is outside of what people are thinking about. And that's what concert reviewers do. They take you to a different place. So many of the people she performed with are now gone, people like Tom Petty and Christine McVie. Okay. Nicks performed a cover of Petty's Free Fallin', which she's been doing for quite some time. And Joel joined her on stage for Stop Dragging My Heart Around, which, by the way, he doesn't say around. He just says, stop dragging my heart. Around, dude. At least if you're going to put song titles, 17, Stop Dragging My Heart. Dave, everybody knows what he means here. Yeah, but aren't these guys supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable and accurate? He goes on to say that song became a hit with Petty and Nicks. Really? Oh, thank you, Captain Obvious. I didn't know. I think it went to like number 3 or something, dude. I know it's been a long time since anyone cared about the charts, the music charts from the 1980s, but yeah, it was a big song for with Petty and Nicks, as he says here. After performing her final song, Landslide, she spoke lovingly of McVie. Joel didn't take too much time before taking the stage wearing a Cowboys hat, not a cowboy hat, a Dallas Cowboys baseball cap. Hat or no hat, he asked the crowd before taking it off, revealing his bald head. He says, I am Lex Luthor. Luthor's set lasted 2.5 hours. That was a mashup of classic songs that became American staples. Since he's only recorded one new song in the last 20 years, he all but acknowledged to the crowd that he was going to play what they wanted to hear. Now, it's nice that this guy knew that he recorded a new song, but no mention of what that song is or what it sounds like would be nice, but we've got better things to do here, like, again, do this amazing review. He even went off script to play some of the Rolling Stones' Start Me Up. Ooh, he knew about the Rolling Stones' Start Me Up. Complete with Joel standing on stage mimicking Mick Jagger's hip moves. Now, I'm not a big fan of Billy Joel when he is pretending to be Mick Jagger. I don't understand. And I have no idea why he's doing Start Me Up. A noble effort, but Billy Joel will never be Mick. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Billy Joel will always be a more diverse, energetic version of Paul Simon. Huh? Paul Simon? Paul Simon plays guitar. Billy Joel plays keyboards, piano. I don't see the similarities. But anyway, Name It and Joel with his 8-member band played as if this was their final performance ever. Okay, I don't think it is. Don't ask me why. Allentown, New York State of Mind, the entertainer. He's been doing this for quite a long time at Madison Square Garden, Mac. It's just a fantasy. It's called Sometimes a Fantasy, you bonehead. All for Lena and on and on. This guy doesn't even know the Billy Joel catalog. This was as much of a throwback rock concert as you could have in 2024, right down to the distinctive whiffs of marijuana smoke circulating on the floor. Oh, no! Just when the audience was settled into Joel's greatest hits, he had guitarist Mike Del Judos perform a cover of ZZ Top's Tush, or Tush, in the middle of River of Dreams. Del Judas, by the way, who's brilliant, also performed Nessun Dorma, an aria that today's audiences associate with opera singer Luciano Pavarotti. Since Pavarotti died in 2007, he couldn't make it to Arlington. Thank you. Thank you for the historical account of Pavarotti here. This guy, I mean, this is just, I don't know. Writing this review is just a lesson in self-indulgence, self-importance, throwing out information that has no bearing on the concert. Even if Joel is 74, listening to him perform scenes from an Italian restaurant and Piano Man still move any audience. They are brilliantly written poems or short stories. Really, poems or short stories? Wow. Again, Mac is just brilliant with his poem and short story type writing here. This is great. Joel has never had the best voice. So we learned that he doesn't like Stevie Nicks. He doesn't like Billy Joel, at least vocally, but his ability to craft lyrics for a song is what allowed him to remain relevant in a brutal industry for several decades. A brutal industry. It's really brutal since 1991 or 1992. He closed his 21-song set with a few encores and ended the night with You May Be Right. By that time, everyone had given him a smile, and Mac has been waiting to use this line throughout the entire review because he knew that it's him they paid to see to forget about life for a while. Oh, wow. Lifted some lyrics from Piano Man, and boom, you've got an amazing review. Mac Engel, he is an award-winning columnist, believe it or not, has covered sports since the dawn of man. Cowboys, TCU, Stars, Rangers, Mavericks. So this guy writes sports columns. Oh, but then it says Olympics, movies, concerts, books. He combines dry wit with first-person reporting to complement an annoying personality. Oh, so at least that they admit that the guy is annoying, or he admits. So good for Mac. Hey, Mac, a couple of things. Learn the song titles, all right? And Captain Obvious stuff, nobody cares. Was it a good concert? Obviously, it was a good concert. He did say some correct things here or there, but it's all like tongue-in-cheek stuff. It's like the same people who come along when I present things like this, and they'll say, it's so cheesy, man. Why would you listen to that? It's so cheesy. It's not angry. It isn't doom-filled. It isn't guilt-ridden. It isn't trying to like say you should just slit your wrists and go away. So anyway, reviewing the review brought to you by me, Dave, the Real Music Observer, here on YouTube. Don't forget, folks, the channel is hemorrhaging right now. It's hemorrhaging support. The algorithm gone somewhere else. The algorithm has left the building. All right. Much like Billy Joel after 2.5 hours. Can't find the algorithm. Patreon, YouTube memberships, buy me a coffee. Maybe Mac will buy me a coffee. I don't think he's gonna. But if you want to support the channel, there are ways to do it. I am kind of the same sort of character as Mac, but I think I know a little bit more about music, and I can identify song titles better than Mac. But a lot of it is useless knowledge that nobody cares about. And you do get that sense from the way these people write about the old timers these days. They don't give a crap about this stuff. I mean, Mac got the short straw. He went, he reviewed the show. He's back in his lofty perch, wherever he writes from, thinking to himself, I hope I don't have to go and do that again. So anyway, folks, this is what happens when an industry kills off a genre or a style of music. You have to hang on to the 74 and 75-year-old artists. A patron here went to go see Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks, said they had an amazing time, and met another fan of this channel while at the show. See, I'm bringing people together. That's one thing I do. I bring people together, or I drive people crazy. Just ask my wife. All right. I'm done. God bless everyone. Pray for peace in the Middle East and around the world. Pray for this country as we suffer through another and another and another. It's an election year, and I kind of messed that up. But yeah, another election cycle. Good grief. Holy crap, Batman.